Festival 2014, April 10th through 13th. Share in the all-new excitement at tcm.com/festival.
I've never been the same since I saw this movie.
Simply one of our best directors ever.
It's amazing. It's beautiful to look at. It's entertaining.
This is a terrific movie. It's one of my all-time favorites.
I think it's a perfect essential.
Friendly Persuasion from 1956.
This is a very conservative film where the boundaries are so very evident.
This was such a great role for Gary Cooper at that particular time in his career.
Whether we disagree or not on this film, it's always good to see more in the body of work of William Wyler.
I've often asked myself what I would do if I saw my family endangered, my wife and children threatened. If the test comes, all I can say is, I hope and pray I can be an instrument of the Lord.
Well, we agree on movies most of the time.
I'd say 95%.
95, maybe 95.3% of the time, at least.
At least.
At least.
Which is pretty good.
Yeah, pretty good. But there's some times that we don't totally agree.
Last year, our big disagreement was The Wild Bunch.
The Wild Bunch,
which
yes.
was so fun. I enjoyed that we had a disagreement.
Yeah, well, I think we're about to have another one.
I think we are.
Okay, this is Friendly Persuasion by one of my favorite directors, William Wyler.
Who is incredible.
With a cast that I love. Dorothy McGuire, Gary Cooper, Tony Perkins, Mark Richmond, Phyllis Love. I love the story. I think the story is so interesting about Quakers at the time of the Civil War, who they always have very much about peace and everything, and they're faced with people in the war coming on their homestead land,
yeah,
and the war affecting them and how they handle it and stuff. And I'm really kind of surprised that you weren't that keen about it.
I did really appreciate, especially through the journey of Anthony Perkins. I just thought he's just incredible in this movie, and there is a moment where he has to shoot a gun that his whole face expression, what comes to his eyes, is just a beautiful moment. And I really liked Gary Cooper in it, and I was very excited to see Dorothy McGuire, who I happen to love from Old Yeller, in it. And I did think that the stories were very sweet for a particular taste. I think, there's something about the very restrictive nature of, whether it's even down to the costumes, extremely covered up, extremely well-mannered, extremely held close to the chest, that sometimes, you realize if maybe that's for you or not. Like I said, I was like, yep, think I'm more of a Bride of Frankenstein gal. And she's covered up completely, but there just has a certain, different thing going on. And I, of course, appreciate William Wyler to no end. And I loved that we did Jezebel last year, because I couldn't have loved that movie more.
But this certainly is well acted. And again, because of William Wyler, it's beautifully made. And I think a lot of people will respond to it, and maybe a lot won't, but it's one I think one should give a try. I also think it's very interesting because it's so difficult as actors get older to find roles that are appropriate. If they're leading roles, you can get character roles as you get older. But I just thought this was a great film for Gary Cooper at his age when he made this movie. Because there's something about Gary Cooper that, as buttoned down as he may be, if he gets pushed too far, he's going to take up a gun.
Yeah.
And I also agree about Tony Perkins. This is the one that really did it for him. His first real lead in a movie, and he got an Oscar nomination for it.
Mother, I hate fighting. I don't want to die. I don't know if I could kill anyone if I tried. But I have to try so long as other people have to.
We're so accustomed to Tony Perkins, I think, from Psycho, playing a real loony, and then he did nothing but play loonies for long, that he was so good as just kind of a normal, sensible, but shy, kid.
Yeah.
And he was so good at that. Very good. Well, let's see the movie. You may not want to watch it again, but just try it a little bit.
Robert, I'm always with you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And I'm with you.
Yay.
Here's the film from the great William Wyler and released by Allied Artists in 1956, Friendly Persuasion.